Peoples, listen. Let's first of all, let's give honor and acknowledgement to them Braves. Y'all doing y'all thing, continue to keep doing it. You know, make Atlanta proud. Today, I don't know if anybody's had this, but let me explain this to you. This is the Provider Club Malibu Rick. You see it? There you go. You know, it's the Malibu Rick. You got to try it. I am very impressed with the Provider Club branding, marketing, product, blending. They are really doing their thing, and I want to give honor and praise to a cigar that when it's good and it's done right, it's done right. It is just, it's not heavy. It is something that you can really do during the day, morning with a cup of coffee. You can do it with a fruit juice, something blueberry, you know, to help you out with your body. As far as something spirit-wise, I'm tasting a rum or a vodka kind of feel to it. I wouldn't do it necessarily with anything heavy. I wouldn't even probably, I may do it with a scotch, but I probably wouldn't do it with a scotch. I would do it with something that has a little bit of sweetness to it, or something that's going to kind of not take away from the blend of it. Maybe a tequila. What I want to talk to you today, what has been put on my heart to talk to you today, is about taking care of yourself, your health. Listen, hey, listen, I'm not a small guy. I'm not a small guy at all. You know, anybody that knows me, they know that I'm a larger guy. 6'3", 300 plus, you know. But the one thing that you will always notice about me is that I'm always going to be dressed presentable. I'm not going to be sloppy. Nothing on me is going to be sagging, anything of that nature. Everything is going to be put together in a very good presentation package. So I think that we have to be very mindful of how we present ourselves, because we never know when we're going to be in the room with someone that can actually help us out, or we can help them out, or someone that might be looking for some information, or someone that you might be looking for some information, but you don't want them to kind of prejudge you or look at the situation. And we go from there. So always present yourself the way that you want to be seen, the way that you think that you want to present yourself out. So if I consider myself a businessman, I have to make sure that I dress myself in accordance. If I want to be presented as a hip-hop artist, then that's how I'm going to dress. If I want to be presenting myself as that I'm a street guy, I'm going to present myself as that. So your presentation means a lot, okay? Your health. Listen, I went into the doctor in January, had my annual physical, clean bill of health, all of that. You know, came back with some pre-diabetic issues and things of that nature. The first thing that I did is I cut off all the sodas, and I started to watch and maintain what it is that I eat. Because I have children, and one day I hope to be able to have grandchildren. And I want to be able to enjoy spending time with my grandchildren. So I had to make the necessary changes. I watched my diet, I started walking, shed a couple of pounds, I do more water intake, always drinking water. Even with a meal, I drink water. Now, I've never been a big drinker. I've always looked at drinks as a complement to the meal that I'm taking. So I just for me to sit here and drink, that's never been me. So I think about that, and then now I'm more cautious about what I put into my body. Okay? That's why I try to explain the difference on the different blends, the different cigars. You know, we all have vices. We just have to pick and choose which vice we have. You don't want to have too many vices, because too many vices can become detrimental. Your body maybe can recover from 1 or 2 vices, but when it comes down, you got 3 or 4 different vices that all are coming at the same time. You got to be careful about that. Okay? Conversation that I had with a couple of people, and I think I mentioned it a little bit before, but I want to talk about this, and I'm not going to keep you guys long because I know it's a holiday weekend. But what we're looking at is there's this whole thing about accountability and about judgment. Judgment is a very complicated word, because people will say, don't judge me, when everything that you do in this life is about judgment. It's about holding yourself accountable. It's about a standard. Now, because I hold myself to a certain standard, you feel as if I'm judging you because you're not doing the things that are necessary to maintain a relationship, friendship, associateship, whatever kind of ship you want to put to it. So you'll say, don't judge me. But everything in this world is about judgment. When you go and swipe your credit card to make a payment, if there's no money in the account and it comes back denied, the insufficient funds, they're going to be like, hey, you knew that you didn't have this money in there. That's a judgment. If you go out here and break the law, you're going to be judged. Because you have to be held accountable to something. A world that's not accountable to something is a world that's in chaos. You have to be accountable and held to a certain accord. If a man is not held accountable, he goes out and he acts reckless. The same thing with a woman. So you have to be held accountable. What that means, judgment. If you believe in the Bible, there is judgment. There is judgment. Now, some people might not say anything about the judgment, but they're going to. Judgment helps you identify the vetting process. See, judgment will help me decide, okay, I can deal with this person in this particular situation. When it comes to an arrangement or an agreement or a relationship, I cannot trust them in this. That's a judgment. When you, for a female, when she goes out and don't want to deal with a guy because she think he's broke and he ain't got no money and he's a bum or he ain't at a certain standard, what is that? That's a judgment. It's a judgment. If I come in and anything that is not in my form or in my way, it is a judgment. So, is there a difference between judgment and standard? Because if my standard that I have set forth for myself, if that person doesn't meet that standard, I'm gonna make a judgment call. I'm gonna make a judgment call. And I think that that's just a part of life. It's a part of life, you know. Anything that you want to do in life, you know, you start a business and you go to try to get credit for your business. You can write up the plan. The plan can look very good. But you still got people that's going to judge whether or not they're going to give you money, funding, liquidity, any of that. It's a judgment. When you go apply for that car, when you go apply for that mortgage, and you got some examiner reviewing your paperwork, they make a what? Judgment call. Whether you're going to get the loan, get the approval, get the funding, it is a judgment. And based upon your record determines whether or not the judgment is going to be favorable or it's going to go against. So I always advise people, just please, that no judgment thing, that no judgment issue, understand the difference between judgment. Understand the difference between judgment and placing yourself in a position whereas even if someone do judge you, it's favorable. You know, see, when a person says, don't judge me, they're basically saying, I know I've had reckless behavior before, but you shouldn't judge me based upon my record. Well, how are they going to know how to treat you? They're giving you benefit of the doubt by allowing for you to come in and say they're going to work with you. But it's still going to be a judgment. You know, anyone that's got fired, they can come in with an excuse. Hey, I'm late because my daughter got sick, or my son got sick, or I got caught in traffic. What are they going to say? Well, if you got caught in traffic, how do you adjust that? You leave earlier. If you wake up at 8 o'clock and you got to be to work at 8:30, and you haven't showered, take care of yourself, brush your teeth, anything like that, you know that you're going to be late. So what do you have to do? You have to be responsible adults and go to sleep in time, or you just have to bite the bullet. If I only slept 2 hours, I got to get up at 7 o'clock so I can walk out of here at 7:30 or 7:45. That way I can be to work at 8:30. Hold yourself accountable. Stop trying to take the me as a victim role out, because that's what that is. As a victim, I, everybody's against me. No. Evaluate yourself. Understand that you are held accountable for your actions. Malibu Rick is off the chain. You gotta get it. You gotta get it. Smoke well, my friends. Enjoy your holidays. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Protect yourself. You know, it's crazy. And you know, I'm in the A. And a lot of people, you know, they get twisted. The A is still the A. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Smoke well, my friends. Enjoy.